subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss another update from India Forums.
A lot of people asked me when I started in the Bollywood industry, are you Asha Bhosle's grandson? Because they couldn't believe, because they couldn't believe that Asha ji was giving me a chance so big, I knew nobody in the industry. So I knew how hard I had to work to be noticed. It took me 10 years. Like, I'm going to be 30 this year. I started when I was 19 years old or 17 years old. It's a very big film called Radhe with Salman Khan. So I have a good role in that movie. Because sometimes in social media, they're like, "Arey yaar, block kar diya mujhe." What a weak artist. There's nothing weak about it. You have to block them, move on with your life, because your mental health is also important. It was tough for me. In 2013, I got very depressed because I was not getting any songs which I wanted. All the music directors were giving me songs I didn't want. तुझे खोया नहीं था कभी, तू है यही कहीं.
Hi guys, this is Kajal Gupta from India Forums, and today we have with us the rock star Arjun Kanungo. Hi Arjun, welcome to India Forums.
Hi Kajal.
Firstly, congratulations on your brand new song. So everybody, Arjun's new song Fursat has just dropped in like today morning, and let me tell you, I've heard the song. I absolutely love it. So what are the response that you are getting so far?
So far, I've only got positivity, to be honest. Like, there's no negative comments anywhere. So far, fingers crossed, people are loving the song, they're sharing the song. What I love about it is that everyone has a new emotion connected with the song. And I just feel like it's one of those songs that's so relevant right now in the lockdown because of the lyrics, about being away from somebody or someone you love. And the whole country is going through this separation, right, from the rest of the world as well. So it's really, really connected with everybody so far. I'm really looking forward to seeing it really take off now.
Yeah, it will, hopefully. And, we have seen your chemistry with Sonal. We have absolutely loved it in Fursat before. So, but, was there, and Fursat was a big hit. So, were there initially thoughts that, will this song pick up on the same level? Will people like it?
You know what? I try to make every song without thinking about that at all. Like, I really don't like thinking about whether the song is going to be successful or not. Because what happens is when you go down that route, you think about too many things. I have one job, it's to create a good song. And I know that if I create a good song, then you can't control success. Like, I really feel like in my career, the ones that have done really well, the songs, are the ones that I have not guessed at all that they're going to do really well. Especially like Baki Baatein, Peene Baad and Fursat.
Yeah.
So the last things I thought would be a big hit. So you really never know. I focus on making a good song. That's it.
Yeah. And, initially when you put out the announcement on your social media, there were people thinking that, is it like a sequel to Fursat? And then people had other thoughts. And I spoke to Sonal yesterday and she told me it's not a sequel. And I saw the song today. So yeah, it's a different story. It's a love song. But I have to also congratulate you that you actually pulled off a music video in the lockdown. Yeah. How did you do that?
It was tough. It was during the lockdown to shoot a music video was tough. It's super hard, but it was so much fun. It was like 5 days. It was grueling, but it was fun.
Yeah, and the results we can see, and obviously it's going to get better with time. But here's the thing, Arjun. It was the lockdown, and mostly people are a little laid back about work. People are a little relaxed. It's the lockdown. But I have been looking at you, and you have been constantly working. You did a short film. You have been putting covers on Instagram, and now you just actually pulled off a music video. So, what is this motive? Where is this motivation coming from?
For musicians, we are very easily distracted. So the lockdown was very beneficial to us because we're not distracted anymore. We don't have to worry about live shows and interviews and public appearances. Now all that is not even like an option. So we can focus on the creative aspect of what we do. And so usually, the amount of energy I spend on working is divided up into like live shows, doing stuff for social media, making songs. It's all divided time. In the lockdown, it was just one singular thing. Just make music. That's it. So nothing changed for me in the lockdown. Just my focus shifted a little bit towards social media and making music.
Yeah. And it's all about work right now.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
yeah.
I think you're
Also,
going to be bored out of
Arjun,
your mind, yeah.
yeah, I mean, pulling off a music video, I'm still stuck at that, you actually did it in the lockdown. Also, Arjun, did you come across Sonu Nigam's video recently? He's talking about music industry. He's talking about struggles of young singers they face in the industry. And you've been associated with Bollywood as well. You've sung songs for the movies. So, what is your take on that?
See, I think that, I mean, is it tough for new singers? Of course, it's tough. It's tough for sure. Does it help if you know somebody in the industry? 100% helps. I knew nobody in the industry. So I knew how hard I had to work to be noticed. It took me 10 years. Like, I'm going to be 30 this year. I started when I was 19 years old or 17 years old. Around 17. So it's been 13 years of me working in the industry, and now I'm getting recognized in the last few years.
Yeah,
So, I mean, everybody's not so lucky to have a supportive family. Everybody's not so lucky to have, like a roof over the head in Bombay. People come from small towns, and it's difficult. There's no infrastructure to really promote musicians, and that's getting better. Like now with YouTube and TikTok and all
yeah,
these things, it's getting better for sure. So now you can definitely, start a career from your living room. But that was not the case 5 years ago at all. You had to go to a music label and you had to hope that they like you.
yeah,
So uh, it's tough to say that there's only nepotism in Bollywood or there's only this. I think it's a very big industry, but people who didn't make it obviously are going to have a bitter experience about it. And they're going to say things. And while I respect Sonuji a lot, and I do think that he's right in a lot of ways, I do think that now it's changing. I think that
yeah,
things are becoming more democratic in the sense that the audience can choose now who they want to be famous, right? Like,
yeah,
and people are now, there are social media stars who are changing everything. They've just come onto a social media website and they have killed it. They've suddenly become famous overnight. There are reality shows which are giving
yeah,
singers platforms. There are so many things. There are films. There's non-film music. There are music
yeah,
labels who are doing only non-film music. So
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of opportunity today, and I think it's getting better. Uh, do I think that there is, powerful people who control everything? Yes, I do. I do think that there is a power dynamic in Bollywood which controls everything. Of course, they do. I mean, any industry has that. It's not just Bollywood. I think it's unfair to say only Bollywood has it. Every industry has that. So aside from maybe like a doctor or an engineer or something like that, aside from that, maybe I think all of them have it. Whether you look at architecture or you look at graphic design, there's always like a powerful company which controls things. You look at film abroad, like Disney controls everything. You know,
yeah,
so I think it's unfair to just say that Bollywood has a mafia, as to say. It's across the board, but it's changing. What I'm hopeful about is that it's changing. Artists like me who came from outside the industry are getting an opportunity. I'm an outsider completely. I was not. I didn't know anybody in the industry. I auditioned for Asha Bhosle's band, and that's how I got selected. You know,
mm, mm,
so that's the first time people noticed me because I was playing along with her and singing along with her.
yeah,
But she didn't know me at all. She didn't know I was not related to her. A lot of people asked me when I started in the Bollywood industry, "Are you Asha Bhosle's grandson?" Because they
oh,
couldn't believe, because they couldn't believe that Asha ji was giving me a chance so big.
mm,
So I said, "No, I'm not related to her at all. She just likes my voice and she's giving me an opportunity, and I'm very grateful for that." So it's not like it doesn't happen. Like
yeah,
outsiders do get a chance.
mm,
So
yeah,
it's a he said she said. Everybody's right, everybody's wrong in their own
yeah,
way.
yeah. But like you said, content is king today. People
Today
have the
it's king,
choice. Yeah,
100%. Now Bollywood is non-existent in 2020. Like there's
yeah,
going to be no Bollywood. So we have one full year free run for musicians like me to do how much ever work we want.
yeah. I think that's lovely. But
Yeah.
Arjun, like you said, there's YouTube and reality shows today. But like 13 years back when you started, or 20 years back when other singers started, what was that journey like? Did you approach music labels for work? What was your experience with that?
You know what? I had a tough time with Bollywood. I'll tell you, I'll be very honest with you. I started as a playback singer. I was not a non-film musician earlier. I was not an independent musician earlier. I started as a Bollywood playback singer. I wanted to be a Bollywood playback singer. Actually, I wanted to be a composer, but I was also doing Bollywood playback singing. And I would go and pitch my songs. I waited. I mean, I remember So many times I waited outside directors' offices for hours and hours just to get a chance to speak to them. And I think the first director who ever met me was Mohit Suri.
Yeah.
He was the first person who ever met me. There was nobody who was willing to even give me any FaceTime. So I knew somebody who knew him. I got his number and I messaged him. I was like, please let me pitch my music to you. Please. Because that's us. Even if I'm not good enough now, at least he'll give me feedback and say, this improve on this, right? So he was the first one who took out time and met me. And he said that, I don't like the songs. And he was very blunt with me. But I appreciated that he gave me his time. I really appreciated the fact that he gave me his time. And then from then onwards, me and Mohit sir worked together on a label called Viral. So life comes full circle.
Yeah.
So it was tough for me. In 2013, I got very depressed because I was not getting any songs which I wanted. All the music directors were giving me songs I didn't want. So they were giving me songs which were party songs. I wanted to sing ballads because I liked ballads at that time. So I took a year gap. I went to study acting. I said that, you know what, I'm going to come back stronger. I'm going to learn something new because in live performance, at least it'll help me. Plus at the same time, now everything has become a mishmash. All the singers are becoming actors are becoming singers. So that trend had already started at that time with Ayushmann Khurrana. And what is his name? Diljit Dosanjh. So they were already actors, singers who were doing both things. I was like, this is a good space for me. I feel like I can connect with this space. So I went abroad, studied acting for a year, and I came back and everything had changed. Suddenly, there was non-film music, there was Baki Baatein Peene Baad, there was Fursat. And so I think you can't lose hope. You have to keep working hard.
Yeah, and I think that's very inspiring. As so many of your singles are, a big hit. And talking about your singles, Baki Baatein Peene Baad and Fursat, all of these songs have been such a hit, and it's also because you have a massive fan following on social media. So I asked Sonal also about this on a lighter note. What are the kind of fan messages do you get on social media?
What kind of message do we not get? We get every kind of message you can think of. I think some messages are unimaginable also. But I don't want to repeat anything because every fan has, they are always well-intentioned. They always want to express their love to you. And they want to tell you how much you've inspired them or how positively they've changed your life. Of course, there are haters who do the exact opposite. But that's part and parcel. You have to take it as it comes. You have to be humble enough to say, I'm never going to be big enough that I'm not going to have haters. There's always somebody with a different opinion. You have to respect that. That's what keeps you humble. That's what keeps you grounded. And that's the goal throughout. Like, I don't want to be in a position where nobody's able to criticize my work. I never want to be like in that place or that kind of person that people are scared to tell me what's wrong with my work. I never want to be that kind of artist because then I've stopped the growth. Then there's going to be no growth as an artist,
Yeah.
So I appreciate the haters also. They give me motivation to be better.
Yeah. But even like the negative criticism, like there's a way to criticize, but social media has given so much way out for trolling. And especially artists and celebrities get so trolled on social media. So how do you handle that?
I block them. I don't, if it's abusive, I block them. I don't even spend a minute's notice thinking about what they've said. Because if it's abusive, it's not going to give me any kind of growth. It's not constructive. So what use do I have for it in my life? There's no use. So immediately I block them. In fact, I tweeted a few months ago, I don't remember when, but I tweeted saying that, artists should not wait to block people. Because sometimes in social media, they're like, "Arey yaar, block kar diya mujhe." What a weak artist. There's nothing weak about it. You have to block them, move on with your life because your mental health is also important.
Yeah.
You see around the world, artists have committed suicide because they've gotten negative comments on social media. So you have to keep that in mind as an artist. It's one of the requirements that you have to be able to cut out those people and only focus on the constructive stuff.
Right. Also, Arjun, like you've been doing so many stage shows and concerts. Do you recall any special memory, any embarrassing fan encounter, something on those lines?
I mean, there are so many, to be honest.
Something that
I remember this one incident. I always remember it because it scared me a little bit. I was doing a show in Ahmedabad and this girl met me after the show and she said that I drove from Jaipur all night to come and see you on my own. And she had just got her driving license. I think she was 17 or 18 years old. And she had driven by herself. So I was very worried for her. I said that, why did you do that? That's very scary and very dangerous.
Yeah.
So I made sure that that she got back home safe. I made sure that somebody was in touch with her till she reached home. And that's the only thing I remember, because when it comes to fan incidents, I felt like that was very dangerous to do. I keep telling my fans that I would love to meet you, but please don't put yourself in harm's way. That's one thing that's very important.
Yeah. Also, Arjun, just coming to the end, tell us some of your favorites, your go-to music, your go-to artists, personal favorites.
Go-to artists, I would say there are 5 or 6 in Bollywood. Definitely A.R. Rahman sir, Mithun sir, Pritam Da. I love Pritam Das, like the non-dance stuff. I think he writes the most beautiful ballads. His like Shayad from Love Ajkal 2 is phenomenal. I listen to that on loop all the time.
Yeah.
Then there would be Amit Trivedi sir. Definitely, at one time I loved Clinton Serrajo's music. Now, of course, he's not doing so much mainstream music. He's focusing more on his own work. But his old stuff I really liked. I still listen to it. But yeah, that's like my go-to artist, go-to kind of music. Like I listen to a lot of like good music. Doesn't matter. Like A.R. Rahman sir's old music, I still listen to every day. Like still, like Tu Hi Re is still playing non-stop. Agar Tum Saath Ho is still playing. These are songs which are like I don't think will ever die.
Yeah. Just because you brought it up, I have to say this. It's a personal favorite. You covered Agar Tum Saath on your Instagram, and I think it is beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Lovely. Yeah.
You should put a link of that in this article.
Yeah, I will. On the
link it.
I will put your video. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Arjun, last question. I don't know how many of people know this, but you just said it in the interview that you learned acting. You went to theatre school. So when do we get to see that shit? Do you consider doing that?
Yeah, I'm acting in a movie now. It's a very big film called Radhe with Salman Khan. So I have a good role in that movie. I won't say more than that because I'm not allowed to. But it's a small but important character in the script. And Salman Bhai personally asked me to be in the film. So I said yes, and I'm so happy I did, because it's such a different. The film is turned out amazing. Like so far, whatever we have seen, it looks amazing. So I was hoping that by now it would have released, because it would have released by May 22nd. But because of COVID, I don't know when the release date is. But you'll see me in that. Then there's another film by Anurag Kashyap, which I have sung a few songs, and I'm also acting in the movie. So that will also come out whenever lockdown ends. So there's some stuff in the pipeline.
Yeah, I mean, that's exciting. We're going to see a lot more of you now. That's very exciting.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. We never know with COVID when things are going to open up.
Yeah. But for now, all the very best for Fursat Hai Aaj Bhi.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Kajal.
Yeah. But Arjun, we cannot let you go without you singing a few lines for us. Can you do that?
Okay, I'll sing Fursat Hai Aaj Bhi.
That is so lovely. So for everybody who's not watched the song yet, please go watch it. It's out on all the platforms. So please go watch it. And all the best, Arjun. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kajal. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, check out our revamped website at www.indiaforums.com to get your daily dose of entertainment.